In 1917, Jerome Rhoads began Rhoads Energy by selling kerosene out of a Quarryville rail car. An innovator and pioneer, Mr. Rhoads expanded into automotive parts and then became the primary supplier of petroleum products to Getty gas stations. With petroleum services in demand, Rhoads Energy expanded again to include HVAC services. Mr. Rhoads continued to hold majority voting shares until his passing. However, in December of 1957, he split the company between 7 families, including the DeBurdines. During the 1980s, controlling interests were passed on to the DeBurdine family, who continued to run Rhoads Energy with the same energy and spirit as Mr. Rhoads. Throughout our history, the philanthropic works of Mr. Rhoads have persevered. The love of family, community, and charitable giving Mr. Rhoads instilled in all of his employees carries on today. Rhoads Energy is proud to have deep community roots, donating our resources to charitable organizations such as Water Street Rescue Mission, Lancaster County Community Foundation, and many others.
So one of the things that, when I think about the history of the company and Mr. Rhoads, his legacy and the way people looked up to him and respected him, and then the way my dad ran the company, because I had the privilege to work with him for a very long time, it was just really, it boils down to 2 simple things, just really family and community. We had gone through a really bad time during the 90s. One of the things that we were burdened with was a lot of tank remediation with the DEP and the EPA regulations on tanks, and we had dozens upon dozens of tanks out there that were at these mom and pop gas stations that needed to be cleaned up, and they were all our tanks. We had to either transfer all those tanks over to the customer for $1, or we had to upgrade them or remove them. During that time period, it was just a downer, and that's where my dad, I really understood what ethics and values are.
I believe that the core values of our company are based on how Jerome Rhoads and Mike DeBurdine Jr. Ran their everyday personal life. I mean, the 5 core values that we have of fairness, gratitude, honesty, integrity, and respect are that's how I view them as a person.
We came out, we did our first acquisition ever. We bought some Pacific Prides in late 1990s, and things were looking better for the company. And then in 2003, we bought our first home heating oil company. So we literally doubled in size from where we were at that time. The business was going along pretty well. We had done a second acquisition in 2007, which really covered our Lancaster, Chester County footprint pretty well. If you remember 2008, it was when the bubble burst. What was happening is that the price of crude oil kept on creeping up. And we were getting phone calls, close my account, I've already switched to natural gas. And we really didn't have an answer for that. So we felt we needed to get into the natural gas business, so we went and acquired a natural gas license. And then it got to the point that, the rural areas, propane was just an area that we just had to get into. One of the things that propane offers to us that other products have not is the ability for school buses in particular to run on propane, which they call it autogas. And now we have, in terms of volume, we have probably the #1 school district in the state of Pennsylvania. It's year-round volume for us. Pretty much 1 month out of the year, July, where they're not running the buses. But everything else, the volume is pretty flat load. It's a clean product. It's a quiet product. Makes it much safer for school districts to run on. So we're really happy to partner with such a great product, and also help us financially at the same time. So we've been fortunate to be here for 100 years, and there's, you can point to a lot of different things. Luck. But you need a little bit of luck if you're going to be around 100 years. And great legacy. Mr. Rhoads sort of set the standard for how to run a business, and great team of people, and quite frankly, a great community to work in.
Rhoads Energy Corporation has been proudly serving South Central Pennsylvania for 100 years. Inspired by our founder, we have become leaders who face challenges head-on, never forgetting that our true purpose is to serve our community. Through the decades, we have continued to innovate and adapt to an ever-changing marketplace in order to offer our customers the best products and services. As we look to the future, we will continue to innovate and provide the friendly, reliable service our customers have come to expect.